good evening, and welcome to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. I am super excited to have you here today because guess what? You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us. As you know, I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. My theme for this year is all about actions, and we know that the way we talk, our gestures, the movement of our eyes, our facial expressions, even the way we write, all speak volumes, and our actions. What we say to others with our actions is crucial. So be careful and think before you act. Well, it is September. Our theme for September is grow opportunities and launch success. Grow opportunities and launch success. Hey, it's all about goals. We have people that are trying to get new positions in companies, switching companies, our young people going off to college for the first time, our college students that graduated are in internships, are trying to find jobs. So it's very important during this time that everyone is clear on their goals. So come on in, everybody. Make sure that you like, subscribe to this page as well as my YouTube page. Be interactive during our broadcast. If you have questions, put them in the chat. If you comments, bring them on, put them in the chat. We love to get your feedback. Well, today I'm going to talk about charge. Yes, charge, not charging, not using that charge card, but charge straight ahead. You know, what it takes to charge into those goals and tasks that we need to accomplish, it takes some things. It takes motivation, it takes inspiration, and most importantly, guess what? It takes initiative. It takes initiative. You've got to be charged right in there. Now, when we think about the word charge, because I'm sure as soon as I said charge, what was the first thing that came to your mind? That charge card. But no, that's, that is one type of charge. Good evening, Sister Flowers. Thank you for tuning in. But a charge can be a demand, an amount as a price for something, for a service or a product that we get. If we accuse someone of doing things, we charge them with doing that. To rush forward in an assault is a charge. It also implies a divine, constant, compelling lifetime command to all ministers, leaders, workers, disciples, and pilgrims, and sons and daughters of the Lord to continue the sound doctrine of the word of God. So charge is a powerful, powerful word that we use. But today I am talking about, and I think about charge, I think about all the Westerns. My great grandmother loved Westerns. So I watched a lot of Westerns when I was younger. So, so always see that cavalry or whatever going in, and they have their swords up and it's charge. So you're going ahead full speed to do whatever it is that you need to be doing. Good evening, Peggy. Thank you for tuning in. So that's the charge that I'm really relating to today. Because if you are not taking control, guess what? Life is taking control of you. I'm going to say that again. If you are not taking control, then life is taking control of you. So you want to be in charge. You want to be running things. Hey, I'm the boss, So when you take charge, then you are displaying initiative. And initiative is an excellent attribute or skill to have. Initiative. Nobody's having to push you, prod you to do something. You know what to do. So when you take initiative, you handle your life without being prompted, as I stated earlier. You're handling your life yourself. You don't need others to say, hey, when the last time you been to work? Why you in my business? I know when I need to go to work, so I don't need anybody telling me to do that. I haven't seen your restaurant open last weekend. It wasn't open. Okay. I know why it was closed. I am in charge. I don't need prompting by others. I really don't. You know your purpose, and we all have a purpose. Sometimes we haven't formulated that purpose yet. We don't know what it is. We're not sure that we need to ask God, hey, God, what's the purpose you have for my life? Because we want to be calling the shots. Oh, I got the purpose. I know what my purpose is. No, we need to ask Him, because if He gives us the purpose, then what? He's also going to give us the tools that we need in order to achieve that purpose. So when you know your purpose and what you need to ensure that your goals are aligned with that purpose, it is essential to stay on top of your life. Things happen. You do need, like somebody's trying to remind you of what you need to do. You don't need others reminding you, but you definitely need to stay on top of what it is that you need to do. You need to have that system in place. You want to make sure you have a good credit score. So what you want to pay those bills on time. You want to try to pay more than minimum due, but at least the minimum due on or before that due date. You want to do that. So you got to stay on top of that. You can't, be going along doing a good job, and then all of a sudden you miss a month or two. They can mess up your credit score. So you need to be on top of that. It's essential to stay on top of all phases of your life. Your life is more than getting up in the morning and, okay, I'm breathing. I got it. There is more to your life. Your life includes your physical health and taking care of that, your mental health, your relationships, which can mean your family, your employees, your other relatives, your siblings, whatever. But whatever relationships that you're in, you need to stay on top of those, because relationships are important. Right, Peggy? Hi, Jocelyn. Thanks for tuning in. You need to stay on top of those finances. You need to take time for yourself. So all of that is a part of your life. You need to be in charge and making sure you got it. You're taking care of it. You're handling it. And you're in control. Now, what other people may say or what other people think they see, as long as you are in control, you have charged, and you have the initiative, and you're taking care of it, you're good. You're good. Because, a lot of people will like to get into your business and tell you what you should be doing, what you didn't do, whatever, when they don't even know what your business is. Everybody's business is nobody's business. So we don't have to tell everybody every single thing we're doing, why we're doing it, all of this stuff, because it's not really their business. All right. But that's the first thing we want to do. Make sure that we are in control. We have things in our hands. We are in charge. We are handling things like they need to be handled. We got it. And we don't want to leave out any phases of our lives. We want to hit all the phases. And, some people may think, well, people often say you can't be good at everything. No, you cannot be good at everything, but you can handle every aspect of your life and do a good job at it. When people say you can't do everything well, that means, well, I may be a good typist, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be a good stenographer. And people I know young people are like, what is a stenographer? What is she talking about? Let me find another example. Uh, so you may be a good bookkeeper, but when it comes to working on projects, you're like, no, 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 don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Give me my books. I got it. I keep them up to date. Make sure I gather all the correct data, get everything aligned and completed timely, get the reports generated. I'm good. But projects, no, I don't want any part of that. Six Sigma, orange belt, yellow belt, no. So, yes, we want to stay uh, in charge of all phases of our lives. And again, that's what did I just say? Your physical health, your mental health, your relationships, your finance, and taking care of yourself. Please make sure you take care of yourself. Okay. Secondly, you must ensure that you have the essential tools that you need to manage your life. Yep, you need some tools. It is vital to stay on top of technology, technology changes. So if you are a bookkeeper, CPA or whatever, every now and then CPA has to get recertified. So they have to make sure you know all the current laws. If any statutes or anything have changed, you're on top of it. It's just like with the phones. They're constantly changing them. You got to try to keep up. There's even Facebook. I go on Facebook to manage my daily post, and one week it's running a certain way, and then I go back next couple of days, and my information is not where I'm used to having it. Then I have to try to figure out, okay, they did something to Facebook and it's a little different. I got to figure it out. So you have to have those tools to make sure that you are being efficient and organized and everything is running smoothly. But you also have to keep on top of those changes when they change. And you got to be relevant and make sure you change as well. Good evening, Dan. Thank you for tuning in. So those skills, keep them up to par. People always saying, oh, you're so organized. Oh, I wish I was as organized as you are. Oh, I just love the way you have your desk organized. I love the way you have this organized. I love the way, when I ask you something, you can just, flip here, flip there, and you got the answer. Okay, that's all well and good. And that's a good asset that you have and others. But guess what? You got to keep up with it. You got to keep it consistent, because the tools that you use today to maybe keep up with your events, they may change. They may put them in a different spot in your phone, or they may do something. So you have to keep up with those changes so you don't miss any important dates or appointments or anything. So whatever skill that you have, even if you are outstanding in it, you want to make sure that you remain outstanding. Learn different breakthroughs. People come up with different things. It's just like with the COVID vaccines. They, people were so sick and dying, so they were trying to come up with what they could come up with as soon as possible. However, they didn't just stop, when they got the vaccines and then the boosters, but they have consistently continued to work to make sure that they're trying to stay on top of it, but we keep getting new outbreaks and new variances or whatever. But you better believe they're still behind the scenes trying to make sure that they're relevant, and they are staying relevant and learning those new breakthroughs that they can find. Okay, Okay, I mentioned relationships before. Relationships are critical. A lot of times people think, I don't need anybody. I have all the money in the world. Um, and I don't need anybody. And I was trying to think, it was leaving me as I was talking, but I believe his name was Howard Hughes. Hughes, Hughes. Um, I did a speech on him, ooh, probably in the 70s. But he was one of the richest people in the world. He was just super smart and super rich. But he got to the place where he did not want to be around other people. He wanted to be by himself. And the last people to see him, like he wasn't cutting his nails, wasn't cutting his hair. He had long curved nails. He just, if you looked at him, you would never think that he was smart, he was rich or anything, because he had become a recluse. But that was because he didn't have any relationships. He didn't have anybody to care about him. He didn't care about anything. So we need people in our lives to say, "Hey, how you doing?" It'll be a sad affair if you didn't show up for work one day and your coworkers, "Oh, she's so quiet," you know, "Oh, she's probably on vacation." They don't pay any attention. You don't have a family member to ensure that you get to work every day. They're calling you, "Hey, just want to make sure you got there safe," or whatever. So you're in an accident, but nobody knows because you don't have any close relationships. You don't talk with people at work. So they just think you're on vacation. You don't tell people when you're going to be on vacation. You don't tell people when you're going to be late because you have a doctor's appointment. You just do you. Don't want to be bothered with people. Your family, you see them when you see them. So there's no one that's, call and say, "Hey, all right, just want to make sure you made to work. Talk to you later." So how long would it take for someone to realize something's wrong? Something's wrong, you know? Because is anyone going to check on you when you're supposed to get home that evening? People at work, they think you're on vacation. They're not going to pay any attention. So just think about that. And, because if you think about it, you remember uh, Tyler Perry's movie. Which one was it? I Can Do Bad All by Myself. This lady worked so hard. Not that she didn't care about anybody, but she worked so hard. But her daughter was, strung out and doing her own thing. Didn't bother her mom because she didn't like the way that she felt like her mom treated her sister better, or just took up for her anytime that she did something wrong. And this lady gets on the bus to go to work. Nobody on the bus pays her any attention. They think she's just asleep. And she's had a stroke and died. And she's riding around the bus dead because nobody bothers. So I'm pretty sure she was riding on this bus. And I know it's a movie, but this thing's happening in real life. But if she's riding on this bus and that's how she gets to work, some of the same people on that bus each and every day. You never struck up a conversation with someone? Say, "Hey, how are you? Are you from this state? Blah, 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 blah." But we just take certain things for granted. But in a nutshell, relationships are important. And then we need to communicate effectively. We get so busy sometimes, well, not everyone, but a lot of people get so busy using slings and different words until when you really need to communicate effectively, you just forget and you just say anything out of your mouth. So are you still in control? Are you still charging forward? You have to be careful. It's crucial in today's environment to show that whatever you're doing, And I heard someone say this, I think it was a verse of the day. Everything we do, we need to do it so that it's pleasing to God. So whether it is your schoolwork, work projects, a work group, a ministry, or team, everything that you do, you should do it with excellence. Show that what you're doing makes a difference. Because if you're just on a job and you're just doing, it's just routine, you could do it in your sleep. Do they really need you? Have you been there a long time? They can get rid of you like that and get someone younger and not pay them as much money. So think about that. Take charge. Now I don't want to be in this spot, so what can I do differently? It's a class I can take, or am I satisfied being? If you're satisfied, fine. But if not, it's up to you to take charge and do something to make a difference. You got to step out. You don't allow the roadblocks, the distractions, the obstacles to stop you. When you're taking charge, you're always thinking. You're always thinking. You're always on top of it. So, something might come up, but you always got that plan B in place. Your momentum is still moving. Nothing but a hiccup. I'm gone. There was once an old, well, I won't say he was old, but a Danish toy maker. His name was Ole Kirk Christensen. And he had a passion about making different toys. Very creative. Well, in his work, he had 2 fires to destroy his workshops. He went through a world war. He went bankrupt one time. He had a shortage of the building materials that he needed to create the toys, but he didn't allow any of that to stop him. He would continue to find some way or some different material, another place to work in order to continue what he was doing. He felt like he had a purpose. He was just charging forward to do something. Guess what? Because of his initiative and the go, that, hey, I got that go give spirit, he kept on until one day he created these self-locking plastic blocks. Yep, what we call Legos today. Wow. They say that we sell billions of pieces of Legos daily. And I take that back. 75 billion little Lego pieces, and I don't know because I got them all over there. Natalia loves them, but there are 75 billion sold each year, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But what if this man, Ole Kirk Christensen, let one of those fires stop him? Say, I've been through a war. That's just enough. I lost everything I have. That's just enough. There are no building materials. That's just enough. But he kept going. He had that initiative. And that's why Legos are so popular today. Now they have a Legoland. I don't know if they still have it. They had a show on TV where people were building different items out of Legos. And I was going through the channels one day and saw it, and I mean, magnificent pieces. So just think, if you have initiative to do something, to write a book, to write a play, to even write a service manual for your job, and you don't do it, you could be, short selling yourself, showing your initiative, what you can do, the money you can make, or whatever. Because I don't care. I know we're in paperless environment, but there should be no job, in my opinion, that when you're in a corporation that someone is doing, that there is no manual, SOP, manual, or something that explains how to do it from A to Z. That if the whole department got run down in the parking lot, somebody could go up there, pull that document, sit down. Oh, okay. And then I need to do this and get that work done. So what are you holding back on? And we're talking about not letting those roadblocks or whatever stop you. So when you stumble, what? Kind of catch yourself, don't fall. But if you happen to fall, get back up, dust yourself off, and start again. And if you don't remember anything else, remember Ole Kirk Christensen and how he kept going and going and going. And then the last thing, when you take charge, you go after opportunities sometimes that other people don't even see. So like, I guess that's a good example. Other people didn't see making some little blocks and they locked together. You know, we have so many people that are scamming, doing different things to people online. Now, it takes some smarts to be able to do those things. Why not take those smarts and do something else? So you have an opportunity to build an app that will make billions for you. Why not do it? You may not know how to build an app, but you may have an idea for a wonderful app. Then you need to document everything, how you would like it to work, what would you like for it to do, get it, I guess, patent or safeguard by a lawyer, whatever, and then begin to look for someone to make it into that app. Because we don't want to take it to somebody and they're like, oh, no, that's not a good idea. And then a year later, you see it out there, somebody has that app. But you may have an app in you. Charge, take initiative, go forward. You know, get it done. And we can all make opportunities for ourselves. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You know, we all say, you know, I never get promoted. I never have an opportunity to do this. I never can do that. But you can make your own opportunities. Sometimes you just got to get up and do those things. Hi, Tony. Thanks for tuning in. But you have to get up and do those things. Take the initiative to do things sometimes. Not always looking for someone to present something to you. Well, you know, I know you're a good employee and you can do much more than you're doing. Why don't you take some of these courses that we're offering? Do you ever look out on the CBT to see the different courses that they're taking and problem solving, initiative, critical thinking? I think that's the only thing that you need, and you could just go so far. Why did I tell you that? You don't know you're smart. You don't know you know what you're doing. You don't know that you're being lazy. When you're sitting there because you're so good, you're doing your work, it's correct. Instead of you just sitting there like, okay, I got all that done. You go to the CBT or whatever you call it as your job, find out what new skill you can learn, what skill you can enhance. Do what you can do to be the best that you can be so that you can pass that glass ceiling that I talked about last week. You can get your own opportunities and you can charge, take initiative, and go forth. We don't have to stay where we have to stay. Our day is coming. Hey, I don't normally watch the Grammys, but I guess it was for me to watch last night. And I got a phone call right in the middle of it. But when what was her name? I can't think her name. Is it Shelley? The lady that said she's been working since the 70s, and this is the first Emmy that she's ever received. And she sat there. You know, some people can like, oh, really? You could tell she was shocked. And if I'm saying the wrong name, she had on the black with the braid with the diamonds or rhinestones on it. And she was shocked. They had to almost take her up there. And the tears were genuine. But she was saying, just in other words, I'm not saying the words that she said, I'm paraphrasing, but keep doing, if you got that purpose, that drive, that charge in you, that initiative, keep doing what God put in you to do. It may take you longer than some other people, but you can get there too. Right? If you're a teenage male, if you're a young adult, young lady, if you're middle age, if you're a senior, whatever, if it's something that you want to do, you can get it done. Just take that initiative. People think, why don't you sit down somewhere? Why are you going to school? Okay, I waited until I was, I guess my baby was in college when I decided I was going to go to college, and I got my bachelor's degree. But that's something that I wanted to do for me. When I started coaching, I wanted to get a master's in life coaching, human services counseling. So I went and did it. But I did it for me. So you're never too old to learn. You're never too old for those dreams to come true. You got to take the initiative and go forward. So remember, we must have the initiative to take charge. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. To succeed in life, don't be complacent. Don't act unconcerned. Don't just do enough to get by. Be an initiator, the one with the drive. Show initiative. Never have a need to be prodded. When I think of somebody who got to prod you to do something, I'm thinking about cattle. You get a stick and get on, and you don't even have to do that. I watch cows behind my house. They have a leader. They just get in line and they go about their business. So you don't even have to be prodded. Don't do that. You need to know your purpose. Take control to ensure that you know your goals. You go, charge. You don't need anyone to motivate you. Do your due diligence. Keep going even when situations are complex. Make sure you have the essential tools that you need. Keep your tools up to date. Take advantage of opportunities. When you follow these tips, you will be able to handle all the situations in your life. So do me a favor. Charge and build your best life. You can do it. I know you can. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed Charge. And I did the best I could do. With that, I was supposed to have a guest today, but they had something to come up, so I had to do what I do. So I just think it's important for us to, don't think about the negative things, but, think about the gifts we have and go after what it is in life that we want, because we can do it. We really can. So thank you so much for tuning in. And please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. Check out my calendar of events. Read my blog that comes out each Monday. Look at the services that I offer, which is speaking, webinar speaking, coaching, and consultations. And you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. I have them in stock. You get it right away. If you like the Kindle version, Amazon.com. But again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I look forward to seeing you all on, Thursday. And I will be talking about thanks for the tips. Thanks for the tips. So I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Remember, as you travel on your road to building a better life, there will be distractions, pitfalls, rough terrain, and detours. Don't let any of those negative aspects of your journey stop you. Though that may slow you down, keep going to be a better you so that you can build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be safe. Take care. And I hope to see you Thursday or Saturday. Love you. Bye bye. Hello?
Hi, what you want to eat? Wait till you get off.
Yeah. Excuse me. Where are you then?
Dr. Watson, hello? Whatever you want, you tell me.
You say you dropping Deacon Watson off.
Yep.
Well, I just eat what's in the house. You right around the corner.
I know. I mean, when you get off with her, you won't answer it while you go in your broadcast. Why what you want to eat?
Husband, what you want to eat? Ouch. Ugh.
I don't know what I want, baby.
Why you got a echo?
Huh?
Why am I talking behind myself?
What do you mean?
I can hear you talking. I say something and then I hear myself saying it.
Oh, sometimes you like that on the phone. I don't know why. So that's why I want to know what you want. So I go get it.
Well, I'm here go get it. What we ain't had in a minute, man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you want. What you got to say?
I don't know.
I don't either. Can't be going back and forth like this now. All right, man. That's it. All right. Talk to me, baby.
Talk to me. When you was in such a hurry, you ain't even turn it on. Oh, I know you was supposed to come right back. You didn't. Give me a pig pork sandwich on bread. Yep. You got a new lawnmower? You got 6. That's what I just said. He got 6.
Yeah.
What's the difference in what?
They got what's on matter right, we got shopping job, you don't supposed to feel about the job. But I don't like that, I don't need to say that, I mean, you know. So that's the one guy look at them, man, you just get your feelings put on that. So I got this, so predictable in. And I'm like, what's the difference between $1,000, $2,000? No, keep your feelings put there.
When you come home, remind me to tell you about your godson, as you say. That's when you was on the broadcast. You say my godson. Yeah, let's see what the damn on. Hold on. Hello? Hey, boo, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Well, I was on YouTube trying to watch a stream real quick, but it says you still live too, by the way.
You see, I'm still on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go. That's what let this lady up. Wait a minute, this other lady probably trying to tell me the same thing too. Lord.
Yes, they still live.
And I'm just a talking. Thank you, son. I appreciate it.